In this video, we're going to look at how to update the firmware in one of our latest systems using CattronLink. First of all, go to the Cattron website, search for CattronLink, download the latest program and install it on your computer. The computer needs to be Windows 10 with a Bluetooth link. Once installed, launch CattronLink. Have your system ready for upgrade. Here you can see we have a 17R MCU and a 325 OCU. Go to the top right hand corner, click on Device, New Device, come across to Scan Devices, and you will see the available devices to connect to. The OCU isn't visible at the moment because it's turned off. The MCU is visible, it's turned on and in passive mode, in other words not connected to an OCU. Click on the MCU, click on Connect. Enter the default password 219547. OK. You'll notice in the MCU that a green LED comes on when it's connected. So here we have CattronLink connected to the MCU. It's showing you the current firmware which is loaded. And if we go across to the firmware icon, click on it, select Package, and then Browse, and browse for the latest firmware release. In this case, I'm going to select the MCU, and the files will be identified on the Cattron website, but this particular one here is for sub-gigahertz MCU. CattronLink will load the firmware. There are 3 microcontrollers to be updated: the master, the slave and the radio. This is showing the master. It's showing the existing firmware which is loaded, 203E, and it's showing the target firmware, 204. You can select slave and radio to the same effect. Now click on Upgrade, Accept. This process will take approximately 3 minutes. Be aware that CattronLink can connect to an MCU at some distance, so you need to make sure you are connected to the MCU you intend being connected to. The green LED at the top should be on once you've selected that MCU and connected to it. If that LED is not on and CattronLink is connected, it's connected to a different MCU. I will pause the video momentarily until the upgrade is complete. But during the process, you will see CattronLink displaying that it's upgrading master. After about 1 minute, it will switch to upgrading slave. And after about another minute, it will switch to upgrading radio. You can see we're now upgrading the radio, and soon the upgrade of the firmware will be complete. You may need to upgrade the firmware to take advantage of new features, and those features will be associated with configuration changes which we will show you in a separate video. You can see the MCU just rebooted. It's asking if we want to reconnect the device. I'm going to say no for this point. So that's the firmware upgrade complete on the MCU, and you can then proceed to do the same with the OCU. Generally speaking, upgrades should be done as pairs so that the OCU and the MCU are done together.